You're on the rant couch where I rant about whatever my $15 a month plus patrons want me to rant about. You can get one of these by being one of those. This one's from Muse of Seisberg, who says, rant about specific works within artistic mediums that you generally hate that you love. I recall you saying you generally dislike orchestral music. Is there any exception to that or anything else you usually dislike? No, I will say, it's not even that I dislike orchestral music. I just don't like orchestral music. It's not like a type of music I go out of my way to listen to. I wouldn't, like, casually put it on. But I don't like dislike hearing orchestral music. It doesn't like make me angry or something. There's plenty of orchestral music that I do enjoy as anime soundtrack music here and there. I'm a big fan of Kaoru Wada's soundtrack compositions. Really the work of his mentor Akira Ifukube, who did the Godzilla music. There's both of those in both their cases. There's just this very dark, sinister undercurrent to their music. It's also a lot more like blunt and straightforward, perhaps, than a lot of classical orchestral. There's plenty of like classical pieces that I think are fine or interesting in some way, but I just my brain mostly glosses over the particular sound palette. But yeah, there's plenty of orchestral music that I would say I like on some level. Mediums I hate. I mean, I generally try to be pretty open-minded to all the different artistic mediums there are. And if we were going to break it down to like genre, like I generally don't like country music, but there's a few country songs here and there I've enjoyed, or stuff that's like country adjacent. I really like Mark Lanigan, who is kind of a country folk guy. A couple of Johnny Cash songs I've heard maybe here and there. But comic books might be a medium I'm not the biggest fan of. I would say particularly superhero comics, like most of them don't do much for me. It's really less to do with the nature of the medium and more just what's popular. The fact that like the biggest stuff tends to all be the same type of superhero comics with very fast moving like uber dense stories that basically are just told in like 2 volumes, and then they switch authors, or switch artists, which is always strange to me. But there's been plenty of comics that I did enjoy. I'm a big fan of Hellboy. I liked Batwoman a whole lot. I enjoyed like that one run of The Vision that came out a few years ago. There's been plenty of comics that I did enjoy, so it's hard for me to even say. Like, I don't know if there's mediums that I would say I just generally hate. It's hard for me to blame the medium for the things that happen to get made in the medium, I mean, what are all the mediums out there? Like, because there's some mediums I feel like are just on a smaller scale. Like paintings, I'm maybe not that into paintings. Again, I wouldn't say I dislike them, but there's not I can't think of, like, off the top of my head, a bunch of paintings that I'm a big fan of, I guess that doesn't even answer the question because I didn't say that I was a fan of any particular one. But yeah, I don't know. It seems weird to me to like describe stuff as hating a medium. I mean, I guess even really orchestral music is not a medium; it's a genre of music. But so if you're really just asking about genre, then yeah, there's definitely some genres that I generally am not the biggest fan of, but occasionally I end up liking something. But then also sometimes my horizons are broadened. Like, I used to really not like political sci-fi, and then I played Mass Effect, and then it became like my favorite genre, So I don't ever want to shit on a whole genre out of hand if I don't know enough about it, I don't want to be like, oh, there's nothing good, and then later discover there's plenty of things that are good. I just didn't know about them, Always maintain an open mind.